Compared with other countries, Australia's response to the coronavirus has been a success story. One of the main reasons is our testing capacity. In January, laboratories around the country had to scale up massively. And tonight, 7:30 takes you inside one of them to see how it's done.
We're here at Central Specimen Reception, and this is the first stage of testing. Couriers are arriving all day, every hour, depending on where they come from. On average, we have about 3,000 coronavirus tests a day that we process here at Randwick in our lab. My name's Anna Condilius. I'm the Senior Hospital Scientist in the Area Virology Laboratory here at New South Wales Health Pathology, Randwick.
This lab in Randwick was one of the first in Australia to develop a test for the COVID-19 virus.
COVID has changed a lot. We've had to increase our staff, increase our instrumentation. Everything's just ramped up into overdrive.
Each swab the lab receives is suspended in a solution, and it's that solution which is tested.
In New South Wales Health Pathology, there's very much attempt to have everybody's specimens done as soon as possible, and that's usually within 24 hours. We are working 7 days a week. The machines are running 24 hours a day. Prioritization sometimes is necessary for example, people going to surgery, for a potential school infection, or for an individual doctor or midwife or nurse, and it can go onto our rapid test platform. That usually takes around an hour in the laboratories. Why don't we do everything like that? Well, that takes much more time in the laboratory. It also is a very limited resource at the moment, just physically, because of global production. And thirdly, it's a more expensive process.
This is our first run of the day, and Emma is numbering the samples 1 to 94 because the particular instrument we're going to use this morning takes 94 samples at a time.
This testing method is called PCR, and it's the gold standard for accuracy used around the world.
What that is simply a way of increasing the amount of a bug so that you can see it. And you can do that in a manner which tells you not only whether it's there, but how much is there, by including some controls, some other things in the reaction.
This patient in particular is positive for both targets of the coronavirus, which is an N gene and an E gene, and it's a strong positive. So at this point, we then notify the public health unit, who then go on to notify the patient straight away and their treating physician.
While the test is highly accurate, it relies on people going to a testing station to be swabbed and then isolating until they get a result. And testing rates in some states have been falling for the last 6 weeks, and no one's sure why. But there is an alternative. It takes only a few minutes, it's cheap, and doesn't need a lab. And there are growing calls from epidemiologists to adopt rapid testing on a massive scale.
Today I'm pleased to report that we're announcing our plan to distribute 150 million Abbott rapid point-of-care tests in the coming weeks.
The World Health Organization announced overnight it's buying 120 million rapid tests for low-income countries, including a test made by Abbott. The test detects part of the virus directly with a chemical reaction, a bit like a pregnancy test. It starts with a nasal swab, which you put in a special fluid. That fluid is then squeezed onto a testing strip, and after 15 to 20 minutes, you have a result. Abbott claims the accuracy is almost as good as the PCR test.
If we compare the antigen test to a PCR test, it would detect, as shown based on a clinical that we performed, 93.3% of the time, it would detect that virus was present.
The Therapeutic Goods Administration has already approved several rapid tests, and the Abbott one is still under consideration.
Whether it's schools, whether it's workplaces, to be able to set up testing in these environments would be extremely valuable for helping people feel more confident about getting back to living life.
Rapid tests will only ever be just a part of how we detect the coronavirus. The gold standard, PCR, needs to be with us for a long time to come.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.